Hi, welcome to SBR Forum Videos. I'm Peter Loshak. This is our weekly call that we do with Doc, the head linesman at Legend Sportsbook, every Monday, where we take a look back at how the week and weekend went in booking football for him. Right now, we're taking a look back at NFL Week 10, College Week 11. Doc, thanks for being here once again.
Always a pleasure, Peter. Thanks.
All right, so just based on the tone in your voice for the few seconds right before we were setting up here, I'm guessing this had to have been a very good weekend for you, right?
Not very good, but not as bad as it has been. It was good. It was okay.
Right.
I mean, I had bad games. Obviously, Dallas was a nightmare, and there were some bad games Saturday. But overall, yeah, after the last 3 weeks, this was like, jumping into a pool of honey. It was nice.
Right. So it was a winning weekend.
Yes.
Winning weekend. All right, so let's start with the Thursday NFL game. I mean, that must have been, after the way last week went, the Thursday NFL game, again, you had a road favorite of 3.5 points, getting an easy cover. That must have been a bad start to the week, right?
Jacksonville is literally, I mean, people talk about Kansas City. I'd lay 3 on Kansas City against Jacksonville all week. Jacksonville's the worst team I've ever seen. Plus the refs were helping the Colts in the first half, and that didn't help much.
So did you get any action on Jacksonville at all? Did you get sharp action or anything?
Yeah, you get some. No, I mean, I'm using 3.5 flat, and a sports book not to be named is using 3 minus 07. That's like 8 moves from 3 to 3.5. I mean, that's not one move. I got an 8-move line off, and I'm getting like a few bucks on the dog. I mean, so what I got to do, put up 4? I mean, it's ridiculous. But, you just lose the game and go on to the next week.
Right. So you basically had one-sided action, Sharps and the public on Indianapolis?
The public. I mean, the Sharps, I'm using 3.5. I mean, the Sharps are either going to take Jacksonville to pass. They passed. So who's ever betting that other store +3, like even money, they don't exist is what I'm saying.
Right. All right, so then moving into college, Texas A&M beat Alabama outright. How was that? Was that good for you?
It was good, but once again, I'm saturated with customers from Texas and Oklahoma, so I got a lot of Texas A&M. I won the game, but it wasn't a home run. Like if that would have been Alabama and I don't know, who would they be 14.5 over only? If that was Alabama and Arkansas or something,
or South Carolina or something like that,
I would have done well, but. That was one of those games where I had a lot of dog money. I did good. Actually, the second half was better for me than the game, believe it or not.
Okay. And then 2 games that I'm guessing that I heard the Sharps were on were Northwestern to cover and then Syracuse against Louisville. Is that accurate?
Northwestern was the nightmare of nightmares. I actually closed that game 7.5. Never got a Michigan bet of any significance. Last guy I booked took me +8 minus 05 on Northwestern for a huge bet. I mean, it's just, that was just one of those games. I guess it was a giveaway. I have no idea what happened there. I mean, there was no Michigan money. None.
Yep. That's amazing. That's exactly what when I preview the weekend games with Brent from another book, and he said
I know Brent. He's a good guy.
Yeah, he said the exact same thing. He said he had no money on Michigan, Sharps, and the public all over Northwestern, which kind of baffled me. I mean, it's
the public were piling in Northwestern. I looked. I thought it was New England playing. I had to check twice. It was Northwestern. It was unbelievable.
I mean, that strikes me as so rare that the public piles in on a big underdog. It's not even a marquee program or anything. The public's not as stupid as people like to make out, and not as square as people like to say. With the internet and computers, I mean, the sharpest of the sharp are not that far ahead of the dumbest of the dumb like it was 20 years ago. Yeah. Well, they're not that sorry.
There's still a gap, but it's not as significant as people think it is. That's why the lines are tighter. And everything is just, people, like I said, we gamble against, certain guys, our core customers, we call them or whatever. But you know what? Sometimes you got to grin and bear it. I mean, you got to give it up. You got to move the line. You got to get money back. You just can't keep getting your brains beaten.
Yep. And then how about the Oregon game? Oregon, went from 28, I think, up to 31 or something. Was that bad for you as well?
Fucking disaster. Oh, the second half, I laid 13.5 for a huge bet when it opened. That was the dumbest line I've seen in 30 years of bookmaking. I was using 14.5 minus 20 and got buried. Wow. I mean, it was a joke. I lost the second half in the game. I had some sharp guys I beat in the second half because obviously if they can lay 14 even money, why wouldn't they take 14.5 even money? So I beat some of them, but I didn't really have enough of them. So it was, I got slaughtered on that game. Slaughtered.
Wow. Okay, and then let's see. Then the Syracuse game. What about that one? Was the public betting Louisville? Was that good for you?
Of all the games Saturday, that was my biggest win.
Oh, okay.
Yeah.
What about the Notre
really
Dame game? Was that a big win for you as well? Notre Dame just didn't get the cover, barely.
Not as big as you think, because like a lot of DC and Notre Dame kind of wins ugly. 19's kind of anything over 17, it's going to get that tweak money. Mm-hmm. It was okay. It wasn't great, believe me.
So what were the biggest winning and losing games for you overall in college?
Well, Syracuse was by far the best. Virginia was very good. I had a lot of Miami money, even though the line moved the other way. Bad games. Wisconsin was terrible. Mm-hmm. Oregon was terrible. Mm-hmm. Let me find some more. Nebraska. I'm winning that game at halftime. I'm doing great. It comes back, and not only do I lose, it lands on the number. So the few Penn State bets I get, winner push, and I pay all the Nebraska. That was a disaster. USC was no good, but it stayed under. So, you take the good with the bad there. Going down the list, the Oregon was just a ball breaker. UCLA was good. I won that. Got destroyed on Kansas State, even though the line went down. I had all K-State money. Missouri was really good. Mm-hmm. I got laid 3.5. I went to 4 to try to get a Missouri bet and couldn't get it. Apparently, Missouri scored like 200 points in the second half, and I won that one. But that was about it. I mean, Saturday was a small win. I mean, just small because Oregon was so bad, and there were some games that were bad. But Saturday was a small winner.
All right, and then moving on to the NFL here, I'm thinking that Minnesota winning outright had to have been one of the best games results of the day for you, right?
Yeah, Minnesota and Cincinnati were the two best, straight bet, flat bet games of the day, whatever you want to call them. Obviously, the good teaser games were San Francisco and a little bit of New England, not a lot, but a little bit of that was good. Dallas crippled me. I actually needed Atlanta. A lot of New Orleans money out there. I love New Orleans. I mean, what are you going to do? I mean, Atlanta's as phony can be. Almost as phony as the Bears.
Okay.
And I needed the shit Bears, and of course they had no chance.
Right.
And but St. Louis was good. Buffalo was good. And like I said, the two best games by far, though, were Cincinnati and Minnesota.
Right. That was obvious. Everything I read, everyone, the public, the Sharps, and everyone, or not necessarily the Sharps. The Sharps early, but then the public late was all over Detroit, right?
Yeah, Detroit got Sharps and public. Giants actually had Sharps, Cincinnati money, but the public has more money, so they bet more. So that was still a good game.
Right.
Miami was sneaky good. I mean, there was some Tennessee money out there, but that was a sneaky good game because the Sharps actually bet Miami, which helped out. The public was kind of mixed, but the Sharps made it a good game because they actually bet Miami. Like I said, Dallas was so bad, I keep looking at that game. Seattle Jets wasn't bad because that was mixed. The public had Seattle. The Sharps bet the Jets. Once again, the public crutches. Like I said, there's not that big a difference, believe me.
Yeah. No, I had the Jets myself, pretty big in that one, and hey.
I love the Jets. Absolutely. I told a friend of mine if I had to pick one game this week, it was the Jets. That's how good I am.
Yeah, that's exactly what I said 21? In my preview of that game. Shows how much we know. All right, and then tonight, the Monday night game, kind of a strange, I know there's going to be bad weather, so the line seems to be moving down on the total. And then there's a big spread, though, with KC sucking. I mean, what's the betting scenario for this game? I
just don't think KC's as bad as they are. Obviously, I need Kansas City. The actual total right now is dead even. I'm almost to the penny, within 1,000.
Okay.
I'm going to need KC plus 12.5 or 12, whatever. Like I said, I don't know. I like my spot. I just don't think. I really don't think they're that bad. If they lose 30-0, oh well.
Okay. Is the Pittsburgh teaser a big decision for you?
The super teasers, with the New England, San Francisco, Pittsburgh got wiped out, thankfully. So they're starting new ones this week, but at least I'm not exposed big if they cover tonight on that.
Right. Glad that you had a good week finally, Doc, and thanks once again for all this great information. We'll talk to you again next week.